the $100,000 tipping point, where your money starts working for you. Introduction: the moment everything changes. You know that feeling? Saving money feels like pushing a boulder uphill. You're grinding, cutting expenses, working hard, and yet the progress is invisible. The numbers barely move. But here's the thing most people don't realize. There's a magic number where everything flips. A specific point where your money stops working against you and starts working for you instead. That number is $100,000. It doesn't sound like much when you're starting from zero, but when you hit that milestone, something shifts. It's not psychological, it's mathematical. And once you understand this shift, you'll see exactly why the first 100K feels impossible and the next millions feel almost automatic. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly where that tipping point is, why it matters so much, and the 3 levers you can pull right now to get there faster. By the end, you'll understand how to transition from grinding endlessly to actually watching your wealth multiply while you sleep. But first, let me be honest about something that most people experience. Section 1. Why the early stages feel so slow. The universal experience of treading water. Building wealth starts with frustration, not excitement. You get paid. You cut back on dining out. You skip vacations. You delay buying new stuff. You save every dollar you can possibly spare. Then you check your account balance and it's barely moved. This isn't in your head. It's not motivation you're lacking. It's mathematical. It's real. Your first chunk of savings takes years to accumulate. Years of cutting back, saying no, delaying purchases, fewer coffee runs, cheaper vacations, waiting longer before upgrading your phone, turning down nights out with friends. The emotional and lifestyle cost adds up. Then you finally have some money saved and you invest it. You get a solid return, but the growth from that investment? It barely registers. You worked for years and the returns from your money feel small. The effort to reward ratio feels completely broken. You're working incredibly hard for returns that barely register. Of course it feels slow. Of course, people quit. Why compounding hasn't kicked in yet? The real problem isn't your discipline. It's the math at this stage. When your investment balance is small, compounding isn't doing anything yet. Here's why. Your total wealth growth equals your contributions plus investment returns. When you're just starting, your contribution dominates everything else. Maybe you're putting in a few $100s every month. Your investment return is barely noticeable. The vast majority of your growth comes from you working and saving. Your money isn't working for you yet. This is the snowball phase. You're pushing a snowball up a hill and it barely grows. Every inch requires effort. That's why the early phase is so demoralizing. Research shows something interesting. Most investors don't see meaningful compound growth until several years into saving. Before that, your contributions dominate. You're doing the heavy lifting while your money sits there. This is why so many people quit. They see 6 months of saving and the account barely changed. They see 2 years of discipline and it's like their effort didn't matter. From a compounding perspective, it hasn't yet. The mindset challenge: building for a future you can't see. Here's the real problem though. It's not just financial, it's psychological. Your brain didn't evolve to delay gratification for years. When you work, you get paid. That's immediate feedback. When you exercise, you feel better. Immediate feedback. But when you save and invest, the feedback loop is broken. You work hard and the numbers barely change for months. Your brain says something is wrong. This isn't working. Why bother? This is why most people who start investing give up within the first few years. Not because they don't have discipline, but because they can't see the progress. It's like being a farmer and planting seeds, but you can't see them grow above ground for a year. The work feels pointless because the feedback is invisible. The truth is, the solution isn't more willpower. It's understanding that this boring, frustrating phase is actually the foundation for everything that comes next. What the early grind actually creates. Yes, the returns are small, but the value being created is enormous. First, you're building habits that become automatic. After a year of saving consistently, it stops feeling hard. It's just what you do. It's automatic. This is huge because wealth building is a decades-long game. You can't white-knuckle discipline for 40 years. Second, you're learning behavioral mastery. When you get a raise, what happens to most people? They immediately increase their lifestyle. They upgrade their car or apartment. Their spending rises with their income. But if you've been saving consistently, you know how to resist that. You keep saving instead. This is the actual skill that creates wealth. Third, you're building systems. You're setting up automation, choosing investment platforms, understanding how to invest wisely. These systems become your wealth-building machine. They'll carry you through decades of market ups and downs. Fourth, you're building emotional resilience. You're learning to ignore market noise. You're staying consistent when markets drop. This matters because most people panic during crashes. But you won't, because you've been through this grind. Research shows something powerful. Investors who maintain discipline and keep contributing during market downturns dramatically outperform those who panic or pause. The early grind builds the psychological foundation for long-term success. The shift is coming. Yes, your returns are small right now, but you're building momentum invisibly. Every dollar you save is a future worker in your wealth-building army. You don't see it yet, but it's there. The frustration you feel today is actually evidence that you're doing it right. Most people never feel it because they quit before they start. The tipping point is coming, and when you hit it, everything changes. Section 2. The $100,000 tipping point, where the math flips. The moment money starts working harder than you. There's a specific number where your financial momentum shifts from mostly your effort to mostly your money's effort. That number is $100,000. Why is six figures special? Let me break down what actually happens. When you have a small amount saved and invested, your investment returns are small. You need your effort to make a real difference. But when you hit 100,000, something changes. The returns from your money start to be meaningful. They actually matter. They can fund part of your life without you doing anything. That money is finally doing heavy work instead of you doing all the work. Why the acceleration accelerates. After $100,000. Here's where it gets interesting. The math gets exponentially better once you cross that line. The timeline to build wealth looks something like this. Your first $100,000 takes several years of consistent saving and effort. But your second $100,000, it comes faster because your money is working for you now. Your third comes faster still. And by the time you're working toward your first million, compounding has become the dominant force. You're no longer fighting gravity. Gravity is helping you. Real-world impact, what $100,000 actually enables. Crossing six figures isn't abstract. It fundamentally changes what you can do. First, breathing room. Your investments now generate enough to cover emergencies and unexpected costs without compromising your job or lifestyle. Second, time freedom. You're no longer trading every single hour for every single dollar. Your money is working while you sleep, while you vacation, while you rest. Third, psychological shift. You've proven to yourself that you can manage money effectively. That accomplishment builds genuine confidence. Fourth, risk capacity. Now you can consider calculated risks, starting a business, investing in real estate, exploring new income streams. You can afford to fail because you have a financial cushion. Fifth, and this is the big one, compounding momentum. The next 100,000 arrives faster than the first because your money is actively working. You're no longer fighting gravity. Gravity is helping you. Section 3. The 3 levers, accelerating your path to $100,000. Understanding offense, defense, and efficiency. Building 100,000 faster requires more than patience. It requires strategy. Think of this like a machine with 3 levers. If you pull all 3 simultaneously, you create something powerful, not just faster progress, but exponential acceleration. Here's how they work. Lever 1, offense, increase income. The most powerful starting point. More income equals more fuel. This is the simplest lever because it directly increases what you can save and invest every single month. Negotiate your salary. It sounds obvious, but most employees never do this. Your boss expects these conversations. Most people are terrified of them anyway, but a meaningful salary increase can add thousands to your savings every single year. Side hustles and freelancing. Skills like coding, writing, design, tutoring, or consulting can generate substantial extra income. Freelance platforms let you start immediately. If you invest several hours per week, you can add significant monthly income. Career advancement. Moving to a higher-paying role can increase income substantially. Yes, it takes time, but the payoff is dramatic. Skill development. Learning skills that are in high demand can significantly increase your earning potential. Online courses are affordable and often pay for themselves within months if you actually use them. The real impact of offense. Every meaningful increase in annual income accelerates your path to 100,000 significantly. Let's say you increase income through a combination of a raise plus a side hustle. That single change could get you to your target several years faster than through saving alone. That's the power of offense. Lever 2, defense, control spending. Protecting your income. Defense isn't about deprivation. It's not about eating ramen or never going out. It's about intentional spending that ensures your income actually stays with you instead of disappearing through lifestyle inflation. The lifestyle inflation trap. Here's what happens to most people. You get a raise. Within months, your lifestyle rises to match it. Your apartment is nicer, your car payment is higher, you eat out more. Your lifestyle rises with your income. Your net worth stays flat despite earning more. This is how people making high incomes have zero savings. Their lifestyle inflated right along with their salary. Defense means breaking this cycle. Transportation. Drive a reliable car and maintain it well. Don't upgrade every few years. Keep using it as long as it's dependable. Housing. Buy below your maximum affordability. Skip the trophy house everyone expects you to buy. A more modest house saves enormous amounts compared to stretching your budget. Daily expenses. Brew coffee at home instead of buying it. Cook more meals at home instead of dining out. Skip subscriptions you don't actually use. These small choices add up dramatically. Intentional spending. Wait before purchasing anything non-essential. Most impulses disappear. This single habit prevents wasteful purchases. The real impact of defense. Meaningful reductions in spending through combined small changes accelerate your path to 100,000 by several years. This requires no increase in income, just intentional choices and discipline. When you combine offense and defense, you create a growing gap. You're earning more and keeping more. That gap accelerates everything. Lever 3. Efficiency. Make your money work smarter. Maximizing returns without extra effort. Efficiency is where you make your existing money work harder. Same effort, same income, better results through smarter choices. Tax-advantaged accounts. Use retirement accounts that reduce your taxable income. Use accounts designed for specific purposes like healthcare that offer tax benefits. These accounts shelter your money from taxes, allowing it to grow more effectively. That's money you're currently losing unnecessarily. High-yield savings. Money sitting in a regular checking account grows barely at all. Money in a high-yield savings account grows meaningfully better. For money sitting temporarily while you decide where to invest it, high-yield savings is a better choice. Zero extra effort, zero extra risk, just money placed in the right location instead of the wrong one. Index funds versus active management. Expensive funds with high fees drain your returns year after year. Simple index funds with low fees preserve more of your gains. The fee difference compounds over time into a meaningful reduction in your final wealth. Automation. Set automatic transfers to your investment account on payday. Removes temptation to spend before saving. Ensures consistency without requiring willpower. Creates automated compound growth. The real impact of efficiency. Better choices about taxes, accounts, and fees add thousands annually to your returns without extra contribution or extra work. No increase in effort. No extra work. Just smarter choices. The combined effect, all three levers working together. Here's where the magic happens. If you use offense alone, you get some acceleration. If you use defense alone, you get meaningful acceleration. If you use efficiency alone, you get additional acceleration. But when all three work together simultaneously, the effect multiplies. You're earning more money. You're keeping more of what you earn. Your money is working more efficiently. The total effect is powerful. It can cut your timeline to 100,000 in half. That's the power of combining all three levers. Section 4. The mindset shift. How crossing $100,000 changes your brain. How the psychology changes. Reaching 100,000 isn't just a financial milestone, it's a psychological transition that changes how you think about money fundamentally. Before $100,000, the saver mindset. Your focus is entirely on earning and saving as much as possible. How much can I earn? How much can I cut from my budget? Will I ever reach this goal? Most of your growth comes from your personal effort. Life feels like a grind because you're doing nearly all the work. Progress is slow. You're tired. After $100,000, the wealth builder mindset. Your focus shifts completely. How can my money work for me? What systems can I automate? How can I optimize returns without extra effort? Compounding does increasingly more of the work. Life feels more sustainable because your money is actively helping. Progress accelerates noticeably. You're building something that runs on its own. The specific mindset shifts. Shift 1. From scarcity to opportunity thinking. Before, I need to save every dollar. I can't afford to take risks. After, I have a financial cushion. What opportunities exist that could multiply my wealth? With 100,000, you can afford to take calculated risks. You can invest in opportunities. You can pursue education. Worst case, you lose some money but still have a foundation. Risk becomes manageable. Shift 2. From transaction-based to system-based thinking. Before, I need to earn more. I need to find the next side hustle. After, I have systems working. How do I scale them? What needs less attention? At this milestone, compounding is running on its own. You stop obsessing over every dollar and focus on optimization instead. Shift 3. From present-focused to future-focused. Before, I need to save for today's emergencies. After, I can take calculated risks. What does my future look like? You start asking different questions. If I invest in this opportunity, what will it generate in the long run? What am I building toward? Time becomes your greatest asset because compounding works best over decades. Shift 4. From discipline to sustainability. Before, I need to white-knuckle this. I need constant willpower. After, I have systems working automatically. This doesn't require constant effort. You stop relying on willpower. Automatic systems handle saving. Automated contributions handle investing. Systems prevent lifestyle inflation. Willpower is replaced with automation. This is why wealth builders can maintain their approach for decades while others burn out. Section 5. From $100,000 to real wealth. The acceleration continues. What happens after you cross the threshold? Reaching 100,000 doesn't just change your mindset. It unlocks new strategies that weren't practical before. The path accelerates exponentially. Real estate becomes viable. With 100,000 in savings, you can invest in real estate. That's a meaningful down payment. Real estate generates multiple income streams: appreciation, cash flow, tax benefits, leverage, and equity buildup. A single property investment can add significantly to your annual wealth building. Scale this to multiple properties, and passive income reaches substantial levels. Business investment becomes possible. With capital saved and proven ability to manage money, starting or investing in a business becomes feasible. Businesses often generate returns that exceed traditional investments. Even a modest business earning extra income accelerates wealth building dramatically. Wealth multiplication through leverage. At this level of wealth, you qualify for better financing terms and credit options. Leverage allows you to control assets many times larger than your capital. This multiplies your return significantly without requiring proportional increases in effort. The timeline continues. Your first 100,000 takes significant time and effort to accumulate through savings and compound growth. But from that point forward, the acceleration increases. Your second 100,000 arrives faster. Your third arrives faster still. By the time you're working toward your first million, compounding has become the dominant force. The first million is the hardest. After that, momentum carries you. Conclusion: your path starts with one decision. The journey from zero to exponential growth. Building wealth follows a predictable pattern. Phase 1. The grind. Save through personal effort and discipline. Feel slow progress and frustration. Build habits and systems. Reach the 100,000 milestone. Phase 2. The acceleration. Compounding becomes increasingly powerful. Your money does more work than you do. Add real estate and business opportunities. Build toward 500,000 plus. Phase 3. The multiplication. Passive income becomes dominant. Leverage and diversification multiply wealth. Financial freedom becomes reality. Build toward and beyond 1 million. Your first step. The difference between people who reach 100,000 and those who don't isn't intelligence or luck. It's 3 decisions. First, decide to earn more through raises, skills, or side income. Second, decide to spend less through intentional choices, not deprivation. Third, decide to invest efficiently through smart account choices and cost-effective investments. Each lever alone accelerates your timeline. Combined, they create something powerful. The tipping point is waiting. When you cross it, your entire relationship with money transforms. Every dollar you save is a silent worker in your wealth-building army. Start now. Stay consistent. Watch the exponential growth arrive. Key takeaways. The early phase feels slow because your contributions dominate your growth. At the 100,000 milestone, your money finally generates meaningful returns. The 3 levers significantly accelerate your timeline. After crossing this threshold, compounding accelerates exponentially. The journey from starting point to 500,000 is faster than from 0 to 100,000 because of compound growth. Crossing the milestone changes your mindset from saver to wealth builder. The first major milestone is hardest. After that, momentum increases. Call to action. Comment below, which of the 3 levers will you focus on first to accelerate your path forward? Subscribe for more content on wealth building, financial strategy, and long-term thinking. Every dollar you save today becomes your future freedom. Start now. The tipping point is closer than you think.